Welcome to YC Education.
Halo. Hari ini kita akan belajar daily activities level A1. Saya akan menjelaskan rutinitas kerja, dan Emma rutinitas sekolah.
Sebelum mulai, silakan subscribe dan like channel ini dulu ya. Mari kita mulai.
Hi Emma, let me tell you about my daily routine from morning until night. Every day, from Monday to Friday, my alarm rings at 5:30 a.m. I do not stay in bed. I get up immediately. First, I go to the kitchen and drink a big glass of cold water. It helps me wake up. Then, I go to the bathroom. I wash my face with soap, brush my teeth for 2 minutes, and take a cold shower. After my shower, I feel very fresh. At 6 a.m., it is time for breakfast. I like to cook my own breakfast. I make scrambled eggs with 2 eggs, 2 pieces of toast, and I brew a cup of hot black coffee. I sit at my dining table, eat my food slowly, and look out the window. At 6:45 a.m., I get dressed for work. I wear a blue formal shirt, black trousers, black shoes, and a brown belt. I check my black bag to make sure my laptop and wallet are inside. At 7 a.m. exactly, I take my car keys, walk outside, lock my front door, and get into my car. I drive to my office. The traffic is always very busy and crowded in the morning. It takes me 1 hour to arrive at work. I arrive at my office building at 8 a.m. I walk to my desk, turn on my laptop, and start my workday. First, I read and reply to 20 or 30 emails from clients. Then, I answer telephone calls and help people. At 10:30 a.m., I have a short meeting with my team to talk about our projects. At 12 p.m., it is time for lunch. I am always hungry at noon. I walk to the office cafeteria with my coworkers. I usually buy a plate of chicken rice or fried noodles. I also drink a large glass of sweet iced tea. We talk about sports and films for 1 hour. At 1 p.m., my break finishes. I go back to my desk. I type more reports, look at data, and use the computer until late afternoon. Finally, I finish my work at 5 p.m. I pack my bag, say goodbye to my friends, and drive back home. The evening traffic is also very bad, so I arrive home at 6 p.m. When I get home, I feel a bit tired, but I do not sleep. I change into sport clothes, a t-shirt, shorts, and running shoes. At 6:15 p.m., I go to the gym near my house. I walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes and lift small weights for 25 minutes. Exercise is very good for my health. At 7 p.m., I go back home. I take a quick shower and change into comfortable clothes. Then, I make a simple dinner. I usually cook chicken salad or hot soup. I eat my dinner at 8 p.m. in front of the TV. I like to watch the daily news or a football match. After dinner, I wash my plate, spoon, and cooking pan. I do not like a dirty kitchen. At 9:30 p.m., I go to my bedroom. I put my phone on the table, turn off the television, and read 3 pages of a book. At 10 p.m., I turn off the lamps, get into my warm bed, close my eyes, and fall asleep. That is my whole day, Emma.
Wow. That is an amazing and very busy routine, Alex. You have a lot of discipline with your gym and cooking. I like that. Now, let me share my daily routine. My life is different because I am a student. Every morning, I wake up a bit later than you, at 6 a.m. I do not have a loud alarm because my mother always wakes me up. First, I make my bed. I arrange my pillow, blanket, and bedsheet neatly. Then, I do some light exercise and stretch my body for 5 minutes. After that, I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth, wash my hair, and take a warm shower. At 6:30 a.m., I put on my school uniform. My uniform is a clean white shirt, a blue skirt, white socks, and black shoes. I also tie my hair into a ponytail. At 6:45 a.m., I walk to the dining room to have breakfast with my mother and father. My mother usually cooks delicious fried rice with chicken, or sometimes she makes pancakes. I also drink a big glass of warm chocolate milk. We talk about my school lessons and laugh together. At 7:15 a.m., I check my school timetable. I put my mathematics book, science book, English notebook, and pencil case into my purple backpack. My mother also gives me a small lunchbox and a bottle of water. At 7:25 a.m., I say goodbye to my parents, kiss their hands, and walk to school. My school is very close to my house, so I do not need a bus or a car. I walk with my neighbor, Maya. We arrive at the school gate at 7:40 a.m. My school starts exactly at 8 a.m. when the bell rings. All students stand up and greet the teacher. From 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., we study serious subjects like mathematics and history. I sit in the front row. Listen carefully, and write notes. At 10 a.m., we have a short break for 15 minutes. I walk to the playground, eat an apple from my bag, and talk to my classmates. Then, we go back to the classroom to study science and English until 12:30 p.m. English is my favorite subject. At 12:30 p.m., we have a long lunch break. I do not buy food at the school canteen. I sit under a big green tree in the garden with Maya. I open my lunch box from my mother. Today, it is a tasty chicken sandwich and some grapes. We eat and talk about music. At 1:15 p.m., we have our last class, which is art or music. School finishes at 3 p.m. I am always happy when the school bell rings at the end of the day. I walk back home with Maya and arrive at 3:15 p.m. When I arrive home, I take off my uniform and put on a casual t-shirt and skirt. I eat a small snack like biscuits and drink mango juice because I am hungry again. From 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., I sit at my desk and do my school homework. If the math homework is too difficult, I ask my father for help when he arrives home. After my homework is finished, I help my mother in the kitchen. I help her wash the vegetables, cut the tofu, and set the plates on the table. At 6:30 p.m., I take my evening shower and put on my comfortable pajamas. My family has dinner together at 7 p.m. We eat rice, vegetable soup, and fried fish. We tell stories about our day. After dinner, I help my mother wash the dirty dishes and wipe the dining table until it is clean. From 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., it is my free time. Sometimes I watch a fun animation movie on television with my parents, or sometimes I draw pictures in my sketchbook. At 9 p.m., I go to my bedroom. I prepare my clothes and pack my school bag for the next day, so I am not in a hurry tomorrow morning. Then, I brush my teeth and wash my feet. I get into bed at 9:15 p.m. I read one page of a storybook, turn off my bedside lamp, and fall asleep at 9:30 p.m. I sleep early because I need a lot of energy to study at school the next morning. That is my complete daily activity, Alex.
Why, Emma, that is a wonderful routine. You are a very good student, and a helpful daughter at home. Reading books before bed is a great habit.
Itu dia perbedaan rutinitas kerja dan sekolah dalam bahasa Inggris sederhana. Konfirmasi di kolom komentar ya kalau kamu sudah paham.
Jangan lupa like, subscribe, dan share video ini. Terima kasih dan sampai jumpa.